So today I had a really good day. Market kind of was flat, but there are a couple of big earnings that moved the market. Snapchat. Do you remember there was an app called Snapchat like a few years ago? It was really people were using it to sending. It was famous for sending pictures that it doesn't last and go away. All right, guys. Good morning, everybody. Let me start the recap before Brian continues cursing the market. So today I had a really good day. Market kind of was flat, but there are a couple of big earnings that moved the market. Snapchat. Do you remember there was an app called Snapchat like a few years ago? It was really people were using it to sending. It was famous for sending pictures that it doesn't last and go away, and teenagers were using to send nude pictures to each other. So that company is deep to trouble. Obviously nobody's using that anymore. I personally don't know anyone that is still using Snap. So the Snap was really on a big downtrend from the highs of 80. Now it's trading at $10. Yesterday was the earning, obviously disappointing, dropped 35%. I asked Addy to do a straddle on that, so have some puts and calls. I don't know if he did or not, but that would have been a really nice trade because I knew it's either surprising to the upside and downside. Yeah, down 35%. I did a 1 minute opening range breakdown short on that. So for the first minute, there wasn't really a lot of volume. In the minute number 2, the huge drop came in. I really didn't get a much better feel here. So, a much better 1 minute opening range breakdown would have been here. Came down on the way back up, I added. And eventually we got it all the way up to 1050. I added a little bit more on the way down, heavy size as well. We get 1050 and bounced back exactly from this S3, and it came back up and stopped me out at the break even. With this add, my break even was actually around here. So it was all one trade, and it was a pretty good trade. It's on a short selling restriction, but you can still short. See, there's still a lot of shares for short. You can say there's 10 million shares available, but you just have to wait on an uptick. So this green thing means uptick. So when you do the uptick, you actually get short. So that was it for me. So that was one of the best trades that I had. So Snap here. So that was one of the best. And then I played with Tesla, both short and long side at the open. The short one didn't work out, but the long one did work out. So let's take a look at and see how this one worked out. So Tesla, as you know, they had the earning yesterday. It was pretty good, and big rally yesterday we had. At the open, it sold off, came really above the VWAP. I took it as 1 minute opening range break up from 829, popped up to 833, and then I didn't get a stop that properly. Actually, I think I added even more. Yeah, so I added more here, and then it dropped on me, and I got to stop that. So this one was actually a bad trade, and I lost money on that. And then it came down to 820, and I said, okay, this is gonna lose it. I went short potentially for red to green. So okay, this is gonna be a opening range breakdown, but I gotta stop that. So came down a little bit and squeezed back, and I gotta stop that. So these two trades so far, I'm down on Tesla. Not a great trading day here so far. And then it squeezed up really above the VWAP. The market also, I saw QQQ is also coming up. Then then I went long at 826 for the break of high of the day. I did break off half the day, and then I added heavy again at 833, popped up to almost 840, and yeah, so I sold all of this up to 842, and then I got out at the almost break even here. So the trade that I made money on it, at least, so I know it's a little bit messy here, I apologize, that this was the best trade on Tesla, which was with one ad here in the middle all the way up to 840. So that turned out to be a really nice trade. That's it. So I had shorts, so I lost $1,300 here. This one was also a loss, but it made up in this big move on that. And yeah, that's it for me. So market, overall state of the market, kind of chop around, spy chop around. We had a couple of really nice good trading days, and if we look at the daily chart, we had a really nice run up. So a little bit of we're well above the moving averages here. I don't know if actually the trend has started or no, but we had a couple of days before last month as well that when we were above the 9 and 20 moving average, suddenly the CPI number came in and collapsed. Same as Qs are also up the moving averages, but again, nobody knows if this is the moving averages trend starts or no. But again, we had this huge drop, this very, very, very bad drop that you're seeing here was because of the CPI numbers that came in June and caused Feds to increase the interest rate by 0.75%. I don't know how far they want to go. I don't know how aggressive they want to be in the interest rates, because Brian and I went to the dealership yesterday. 7% interest rate on the cars. The payments has gone up significantly. I don't know how far they want to go, but regardless, they probably
Yeah.
can go as much as they want, I guess. Um, so that was my trading. How was yours, Brian?
Uh, it was okay. I just realized it was going to be a scalpy day just because um, just felt that way. We're getting more selling here, but yeah, no. My first trade, I was liking Rivian at the open. It was showing it was gapping up, showing strength, even going into the open. So I waited to take an entry, and I took an entry just when it pulled back at after that. On the first minute or two, figuring it was just going to be a fallen angel trade. So I got an entry around 34.70 and then sold back when it started going back above 35, but then it just rolled over. So I just got out of the rest back at break even. So that was the one trade. The other trade I did that was kind of interesting was BABA. We've got this pivot bot in the room, so I just happened to notice the pivot bot flagged BABA. So yeah, it was down, and the pivot bot flags things that are down around certain support levels. So S4 on the Amarillo pivots, and so I just took, it had a big red candle, so I thought it was good for a bounce anyway. So I took it long. 102.68 was my entry, and then sold it back above 103, and then it just rolled over again. So I was cursing. I was thinking I should have shorted it, should have flipped my position, but anyway, coulda, shoulda, woulda. So that's yeah. But that's yeah. Overall, it was choppy day, but
Yeah, it was a really,
managed
really choppy
managed some
day.
green.
I mean, especially for the first half an hour, it was really choppy. Market really couldn't find any direction. I know a Snap, bad earning on a Snap took down all of the social media companies. Like Meta had a 6% gap down. Meta's earning is actually next week, but the
Yes.
fact that we are here, this situation here, because of that. So there's definitely. Uh,
Yeah, I think it was some of the comments that Snap made in their call. They mentioned having a challenging challenging with ad revenue. And of course, Meta and some of these other companies really have a lot of dependence on ad revenue for their income. So when Snap mentioned it was a challenging environment and it was harder to get ads, I think that sort of caused all those other companies that depend on ad revenue to sell off as well.
Yeah, they because they found. I mean, I run ads. I have run ads in the past on some social medias for variable traders, for people who are interested in the, especially. Yeah, I mean, Facebook is still good, but the engagement has dropped significantly on Facebook. Facebook is a good environment because it allows you to convert them much easily. But Instagram, which is the biggest after Facebook platform, is so hard to you know converse people, and it's just good for brand awareness, but it's just not good enough to get any meaningful conversion out of that, because the app is so closed. So they're definitely having that issue. So today, if you go to trading terminal calendar, we have Twitter and American Express. These are the big ones. I know Twitter is gonna trade after the market close. Twitter is going to be, so definitely some fun would be done on the Twitter, especially after all of the mess that they're having. Next week again, we have big five. Meta is there, Google is there, Microsoft is there, Apple, Amazon are there.
Apple.
So
Yeah.
Definitely, you don't want to miss trading next week, and that gives us a lot of direction to the market. Like these big five is like 20% of the whole market, and if they mess up, then we can continue going down. But if they really come up strong, and maybe we see a continuation of the move ups to the upside. AMD is next week, Starbucks is next week, Alibaba is next week, the week after, sorry, August 1st to 5th. So, and we'll see how it goes. And yeah, go check out guys tradingterminal.com, free. We're gonna have some couple of really good additions to trading terminals. We're gonna have a scanner and a bunch of other new features that we're working. Ardi is really pushing trading terminal. What else? In terms of positions, I have a bunch of positions sitting on SSO, SPXL, SPY, TNA, and TQQ sitting on there. So I was thinking of holding them a little bit longer. Yeah, that's it. Brian, anything from you?
No, that's kind of it. We'll see what next week brings. I think, like you said, I think it's going to be an important week, especially with the big companies like Apple reporting. It could set sort of the tone and direction for the market, whether we start to roll over again and retest some lows, or whether we just continue to find some strength here. So be an interesting week next week, plus the Fed meeting next week as well, and the decision on interest rates. So it's going to be an interesting week next week.
Awesome. All right, thank you so much,
All
guys,
right.
for being with us. It was a really big week. Tesla's coming back up. Market is kind of bouncing back. Tesla is the strongest still. So I got out of it, but I got a big week. Really, I had trading days for me. I missed, I think, 1 or 2 days, but it was really good for me, trading days. And we'll see what we have next week. So we have, guys, LA meetup. That is going to be like a small retreat. Brian is also coming down to LA. Again, we are reserving a room to have 5 presentations in there. We're going to have a nominal fee for that, just to make sure that people who are RSVPing are actually serious, because I don't want people like 100 people RSVP but they don't show up, because there's a limited number of that. And Mike is there, Megan is there, all coming, Ard is coming. So that one is it. I'm thinking of a retreat probably in October in Colombia, that we go, we book a place, we trade together, live trading, and we're going to just explore the culture as well. I'm going to post that on the forums as well, for those of you who are interested to come, because I've never been to Colombia. I really like to Colombia. I don't want to go now, because I think it's probably not a good time, but in October, November, when Vancouver is really messy, I think might be a good, I mean, if you're 10, 15 people, go to Colombia and trade in the morning, chat, I like that. And that's it, guys. So next week I have an invited presentation at Money Show, which I'm going to post the information on there next Thursday. And have a good day, guys. Have a really good weekend, and take it safe.